Hi folks, Matt Easton here. So as has been noted in previous videos that I've done on the Bowie knife and the Kukri, there are certain types of knives, for example these two, that have a notch at the base of the blade. Now in both these cases, in this case the so-called Spanish notch and the characteristic notch that we find at the base of all Kukri blades, and I should mention you do find certain other styles of knife and dagger that also have notches at the base of the blade there. We don't really know what the notches are there for. And one of the things that often comes up in the comments when I point this out, that we don't really know what the notches are for, is that some people say, oh, it's there to stop the blood running down onto your hand. Well, first of all, no it's not, okay, in short. That doesn't really make any sense as in logical terms, because even if we take a Kukri which has no real handguard to speak of, if you imagine there was liquid all over this blade, such as blood, and it was running down, that would not stop it from running down. The liquid, even on the edge, would continue flowing over that notch and continue going down the front. But even more importantly than that, the majority of the liquid would run down the flats of the blade, would not run down the edge anyway, because there's nothing really to adhere to on an edge apart from the edge. Okay, so the majority of liquid would run down the flat, would run down onto the grip anyway. Okay, in the case of the Bowie knife, they usually have a guard, they usually have a cross guard there. So in actual fact, the cross guard is going to do far more to prevent blood running down onto your hand or onto the grip than any kind of notch on the blade would have. And if you were to add some kind of device to a blade to prevent blood running down it onto the handle or onto your hand, it would have to project all around equally, pretty much like a Japanese sword guard, a tsuba. It would have to project all the way around the flats and the edges of the blade, not just a little notch on the front edge there. It would have to be on the back and on the flats. So it doesn't make any sense at all to say that notches on blades are to prevent blood running onto the handle. The final thing I will say on this is that, frankly, if you're using a weapon to butcher animals or indeed for fighting, blood is going to get all over you, all over your hands and all over your weapons. So a tiny little notch on a blade is not going to do anything to prevent that. You know, if anybody who's watched a horror film or indeed has been to a butcher's or an abattoir will know that blood sprays everywhere, unfortunately. It's a pretty grim topic, but there you go, it's been raised in the comments of my video. So a little notch is not going to prevent blood getting onto the handle of your knife or dagger. Okay, cheers, bye.